The community I grew up in is kind of like a jungle, and it's kind of like there's really no law, there's really no order, so you have to make your own way.
Aaron Enos grew up in New York with his mother, brother, and sister. His father left before Aaron was born.
I blame myself for my father not being around. And then once I opened the door to that thought, other thoughts came in, like, okay, my father's not around, it's my fault. Why? You're not good enough. You weren't important enough for your father to stick around. You weren't worthy of love.
His mother had problems of her own.
My mother was a prostitute, was a heavy user of crack cocaine.
Soon he began getting in fights.
I fought because it was the only way I could express my frustrations in life. I was a very frustrated young man, very angry. You have to find yourself and you don't know who you are. You have no compass, you have no direction. So that's why I started to fight a lot. That's why I was in the streets all the time. That's why I did the things that I did.
Meanwhile, his mother became abusive.
She started to hit me. There were times where she would, throw me out the house, make me sleep outside. My home environment was getting very, very unsafe. I didn't understand why she did the things she did. I didn't understand why she couldn't control her behavior. I couldn't understand how somebody that tells you they loved you, that held you as a child, could abuse you the way that she abused me physically. Like, my mother was very violent. I felt like it was safer to me to be in the streets than it would be to be at home. So I ran away.
He lived with friends and relatives while he went to high school. Aaron often wondered if there really was a God. He had gone to church as a child, but wondered why God would let all these bad things happen to him.
I was what you would call an agnostic. I knew something else was out there because just certain things just didn't make sense, but I just didn't know who he was.
On the school bus one day, he had a vision that changed his beliefs completely.
I'm on a bus, I'm on my way to school. And next thing I know, I'm not on the bus anymore. I'm just not. Physically, I'm not there. Everything emitted its own light. There was nothing, there were no shadows, everything. The walls emitted light. And there was this person standing in front of me. Now this person, he was so powerful. Like, it was like, the only way I can describe it, it's like standing in front of the sun. It was Jesus. I was glued to the ground, I bowed. He opened up the eyes of my spirit so I could see him, not with my natural eye, but I could see him. He showed me he was a person just like me. It was the most amazing, groundbreaking revelation that I could have ever gotten. Nothing I was ever told ever amounted to Jesus being a person, a real person, somebody that I could actually relate to, somebody who went through what I went through. That revelation had completely rocked my belief system at the time, had completely pretty much destroyed it. And I struggled with it for 3 days. I tried to deny, I was scared, I didn't know what happened. But finally on the third day, I just couldn't fight it anymore. And I received Jesus into my heart, I repented of my sins, and I've been walking with the Lord ever since.
Aaron started reading the Bible and going to church. Over the next few years, he was able to let go of the pain and anger he had been harboring.
His truth set me free from every hardship in life, every anguish, all the afflictions, every horrible thing. God turned around and he brought it together for my good. He gave me my identity. I didn't understand what love was. He showed me love.
Today, he is married to Arona. They have one daughter and a baby on the way.
There's not a word in the English vocabulary that could ever express how thankful I am. I'm definitely 100% going to spend the rest of my life acknowledging what he's done for me.